additions. There are 16 entrees available at a restaurant. From these, Archie is to choose 5 for his party. How many groups of 5 entrees can he choose, assuming that the order of the entrees chosen does not matter? Okay, in order to work this problem out, the first thing we have to do is write down the formula that we're going to use. So we're going to say N, C, and then R. Let's write it all out. And this N represents the total number of entrees. So every time you see that N, know that that's going to represent the total number of entrees. And then the R is representing the 5 that Archie chooses for the party. Okay, so only thing that we're going to do with this problem is just plug in our numbers into this formula here that you see me writing here on the end. The N will represent, like I said, the total number, which would be 16. Erase that because that looks like an N. Okay. And then it'll be, put our factorial sign here. And then we're going to say N minus R. And so we're just going to plug everything into this formula. I think that might look like an N. We'll make sure we know that y'all know that's an R. Okay, so now, like I said, only thing we're going to do is just plug everything in. So we'll write down 16. Five for the number of entrees, and then we'll subtract 16 minus 5. And so as you can see, we use this formula here to plug in our numbers here. So the next thing that we will do is we're going to factor everything out. So we'll just say, make sure I have enough space. I think I have enough space if I do it. Well, so let's do the first part. So 16, then we'll write down the 5, put our factorial sign, then we'll subtract 16 from 5, and that'll give us 11. So now this is what we're left with. 16 over 5 factorial 11. So the next thing we have to do is write down all of our factors of 16. So we'll say 16 times 15 times 14 times 13 times 12 times 11. Okay, so that takes care of this number here. Okay, now we have to do our factorial for 5. So we'll say 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So that's all of our factors for 5, and then we'll do 11. And for 11, we'll just say 11 because here, those 11s there are going to cancel out. So that's going to leave us with all of these numbers on the top row and all of the numbers on the bottom row. So the next thing we will do is pull out our calculator and multiply those numbers out. Okay, so once you add all of those, well, not add, multiply all of your numbers. So let's see. So the first one will say 15 times, that should have been 16. So 16 times 15 times 14 times 13 times 12. And I think I had some old numbers in there before in my calculator because it's not 16 times 15 times 14 times 13 times 12. Okay, and that gives me 524,160. And once you multiply all of these numbers, 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, that leaves you with 120. Then you will divide that, and then you will end up with 4,368. So for this problem, it's easy to work out as long if you remember that you're just plugging everything into this formula. N factorial over R factorial, and then in parentheses you'll put N minus R. Okay, that's it for that problem.